I'm good. Right in there.
Good for this.
Welcome to Earth 2 Comic Cast, where superheroes exist and French Revolution still will be talked about. No. French Revolution will be televised. Oh, I so missed that. I'm so
mad. You can stop it and start it again. Damn it.
I'm so mad.
But you know
French
what?
Revolution will be taught. No, televised.
Next time you'll remember it, and then like somebody who didn't catch this one yet will be like, "Oh shit!" They won't even know.
Right. So French Revolution with a twist. Now Netflix's show about the French Revolution, La Revolution. This is what we're back to talk about. Last week's episode was a doozy. In terms of like the way it ends. So I decided this week, because it's the holidays, I'm gonna sit back and I'm like,
you didn't watch the whole thing, did you?
Look, you know what? It is the holidays, okay? Excuse me.
Cool. Not like I'm put on the spot or anything. Now I have to remember what's happening.
Just play me for all of the internet to see.
In front of the whole internet.
Right.
Shit, how did this begin now?
Donnie walked into they got into the little crypt.
That's right. So he gets in the crypt. Yeah. Joe is in there with Cattell, and they're number one. Cattell is on some we're doctors. Like, no, honey, you're not a doctor.
No, there ain't no we. You didn't go to medical school.
He's a doctor. I'm a physician's assistant right now. Because they won't let me be a doctor because of my vagina.
Hey, do you know Joseph Guillotine, according to history, is the one who actually invents
the guillotine?
Yes.
That makes sense.
So much sense. And
there's a lot of undead walking around that needs to be.
And I was about to say the show
in a fast manner.
Right. Just one and done.
So thinking that he's gonna be the one to get shit rolling, get a cure going, get everything under control. Joe tells Don, it's a virus out here. It's a virus that's a problem.
We got the vid is out here.
Right. The Rona is snatching niggas up, and it's not killing them. It's just, here are all the negative side effects. And Don is like, word. I feel like you forgot a couple. Like increased stamina,
ability to find out pores.
Yeah, you're a little more aggressive. Your senses are heightened. There's one more. I can't remember it. Oh, yeah. You don't die. And so the whole time, Cattell is holding up this gun like, don't come any closer. Don,
I just told you.
You don't die. So he puts the gun up to his guts, shoots himself, doesn't die. And then it's just kind of fade to black. So now you're like, did they die?
I hated that opening because again, it just has you feeling like you said.
Yeah,
but
like,
did you die?
There's no answers, and you see that now this whole tomb that the good father had put together, like to be a secret hiding place to hold all of this information. Don burns it down because it's fake news, liberal media. So. Like, listen, all that you need to know about this virus is it has made me the best count ever in the history of counts. Right. So sticking with Don, I think one of the interesting things that came out of this episode was us finding out that he really was like a punk.
Yeah, he was.
The turn, because some things start happening. And he makes this speech to some of the other noblemen, and he's like, I know y'all thought I was a fuckboy, but I'm not anymore. Y'all ain't want to be bothered with me because I was feeble and crippled and, insecure or whatever. But that's not me anymore. This ain't that. So that was interesting. So, when we were talking, was it last episode? We were like, was he like this before?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
is this like a newfound confidence? Like
Yes.
the
He has
nigga
a
who
new
never
attitude.
weights and how to iron his clothes, and now all of a
Hmm.
sudden you can't tell him anything.
Right. Starch everything.
Yeah,
Heavy
creases
starch.
everywhere. Um, so the other thing that we see, which was kind of one of my favorite scenes, was the fraternity meeting with Madeline, not Madeline, Elise
Elise.
and Prince Charming. I don't even know his name, but
Oh yeah, the other rich dude.
yeah, the
Crap,
rich
what
dude
is
who's
his name?
like been with the shits the whole time. Like, no, we
Yeah.
really need you to be in power because you know what you're doing. And this is no good for like, you know,
Love
the
love
regular people.
right.
Like, if your uncle gets in power, we are all screwed. So,
Facts.
yeah, so they
And at the
meet
end of the
with,
day, they were not even. They shouldn't have been worried about Uncle. Should have been worried about stupid ass Donnie.
they should have been worried about Cuz.
Right. Cut.
He is a problem.
Son.
Um, so they're meeting and they're trying to figure out like something needs to happen. Elise needs to be in power. And but then they're like, but nobody's gonna listen to a woman. And she's like, they'll listen if I marry. And
Ooh.
the look on the brother
Albert.
Albert's face
Mm-hmm.
when she's like, they'll listen if I'm married, and he's like, and then she looks at Prince Charming and she's like, we should plan to go ahead and get married by solstice day or whatever it is.
Right.
Albert looks so hurt.
Dejected. He was hurt because and that is the part like I want to talk about for a second because it's like early, this is like almost tropey, but earlier in the season, like when she first met, it was like, we had a thing. I don't even want it anymore. Like it was when they first met, like it was off like, yeah, we good. We did what we did. We good. It's like that ex, and then you kind of see your ex trying to move on because technically she's not trying to move on. She's still trying to like see where she's at with him and play with his emotions. Like they both playing with themselves. Like grow up.
Phrasing. But cool. This is that classic, I was just fucking them hoes. I was gonna get right back.
Right. I was just doing my thing real quick.
You ain't
We
have
was
to go
gonna be
leave a nigga
together.
like that.
Right.
So now he's standing over there looking like, word, you just gonna marry this? You gonna look me in my face and tell me you marrying this man? Like, so I don't know about you, but when I watch these shows, I really talk to the screen. So when I'm looking at like his posture shift and stuff, as she's saying we should plan to get married, like you're she's talking to him like you're a good man, a respectful man.
Right.
You have done nothing to hurt me. And Albert is just sitting over there like, can you fuck though? Like, but I'm like yelling at the TV, like, no, you don't even get a chance to be heard about this. Keep that same energy you had a minute ago when you trying to finesse Leatherface over there too.
Yo, Leatherface.
Yeah. So so that was interesting. So her and Prince Charming go ahead and plan to marry. Shut all that shit down. And so everybody's like, all right, cool, bet. But Prince Charming is no fool, and he detects, some kind of tension. He's like, what was that? So that's the dude in your locket. Don't act like I didn't remember or notice. I know what this is.
Man, listen.
Who was he to you? And so she basically tells this story about he introduced me to the streets.
Facts.
He pulled the ultimate neg. Like, Albert straight up robbed her and made her chase him through the streets to get her dead mother's necklace back.
Rude.
Dude. And then when she ended up in the hood, like, I had never been in the ghetto before. I didn't know. I looked around and saw so much poverty.
And dirt.
And dirt. No, nobody had any color in their clothes. Not a splash, not an hint, not an accent color. Nothing.
Just dirt brown. Right.
And then Albert swoops in to be the hero, like, you don't even gotta worry. You don't even trip about this. Here's your necklace back. Sorry I stole from you. And from that moment on, she had some kind of fucked up sense of being in love with him.
Seriously, so can we just talk about that for 2.5 seconds? Like, not even in terms of them, just in terms of the fact that whoever decided to write this believes that that's how it happens. Some Aladdin type shit.
They probably actually just followed Aladdin. Like, like, it don't matter if you're poor as long as you can get stuff.
Yeah, you can get steal it. That's fine.
Right. I mean, sure, you stole her necklace from her, but you gave it back. You gave her a gift, and you kept her safe. It's all good.
A double whammy.
Double whammy. Let me make sure I'm not forgetting anything here because I did. I took very few notes, but yeah. So we also see.
So it's mine from this point moving forward. If you understand what I'm saying, but yeah, go ahead. So from this point, I can't help you.
All right, so boom, I'm about to blow your mind with all the shit that happened. Girl, listen.
Oh, you're giving me the tea?
I'm giving you all the tea. I wish I had a teacup, but all I have is my bottle water. But that's okay.
Right.
I still drink it with my pinky up. So a few things happen. Madeline and ride or die housemaid, babysitter, servant, homegirl is they're outside, and somehow, even though Madeline can't talk, she's managed to like do like a with her tongue to train her horse.
Madeline can talk, bro.
Madeline be bullshitting for real.
She freaking
like, because the horse is already like clomping, right? But she's teaching it how to like prance and stuff. And as it's prancing, she's going, and I'm like, this is redundant, Madeline. What are you doing? But okay. The horse is doing all of these tricks. She teaches the horse how to bow. She's showing ride or die that she can ride side saddle. Like, I'm the shit when it comes to riding these horses. And as that's happening, like, old girl is like hyping her up, like, oh my gosh, you're so good, so proud of you, this is so great. And then Madeline gets sad and she's like, I wish my dad could have been here to see it. And she's like, yeah, me too, but he's watching down over you, those words.
Right.
And Don walks up on him, and the horse starts getting like shook, like something ain't right with this.
Something ain't right, because animals be knowing.
Animals know every time. If my dog doesn't like you, I don't like you.
Facts.
And there's a good reason for it. Right. So, Madeline is signing, like, please back up. You're freaking out the dog and freaking out the horse. I mean, isn't a horse just really a big dog? It's not, guys. I know the difference. He's freaking, she's like, please stop, you're freaking out the horse, but she's doing it in sign language. Interestingly, because we see all of these mirrors between this show and current day, Don does like some fucked up finger motions, is like, I don't understand what you're
saying. You know what's so great? Don did it in the 2016 campaign to a reporter that wasn't all the,
So he's like, I don't understand what the fuck you're saying. And so ride or die is like, she said you're spooking the horse. Can you like go? And he looks at her and he's like, nobody gave you permission to speak.
Right, you're poor.
Yeah. So then she like backs up, like, shut up before I eat you.
Freezing! Yes! Yes!
Oh.
The first one in 2020, it only took 11 months.
It only took 11 months. And some macaroni and cheese, mashed potatoes.
Right. I feel so good about myself right now. Like, I really do. You have no idea.
And there's no other way I could have phrased that to still not make it like, shut up before I make a meal out of you. Shut up before I make you a snack. Like, either way, it's cunnilingus-y. Sorry.
Maybe shut up if I take it back. Nah.
Yeah, no.
Nah.
So he starts telling Madeline, I always felt like we, had a close bond before because
Weirdo.
I mean, because basically he was, frail and infirm and she can't walk. So they had that thing. The dad was threatening to send both of them away. So yeah, he's like, I really feel like we had this bond, and he grabs her hand. And when he grabs her hand, Madeline starts having all of these visions. She sees this big circle of fire in the front yard, some horses freaking out, and like some other, apocalyptic shit happening.
Oh.
And
So she sees the season finale.
yeah, and she knows this nigga ain't right anymore. Something about him is wrong. She backs up and smacks him in the face with the riding crop. So he's got like this slash on the side of his face, blue blood coming out. And so now he's like, oh, and he walks away, and Madeline looks up at Ride or Die like,
You see it?
I told you, they everywhere. You can't trust them. Trust no one. So the next scene, Ride or Die is telling Madeline, y'all gotta go. Like,
Makes sense.
It's just not going to be safe for you here. Y'all got to go. You have to go at the very least. If you want to stay here and die, let me take Madeline away, because you're going to get her killed as well as yourself. And so finally, Elise is like, all right, cool. Another thing that happens is we see, there is this meeting of like the noble people, because that same ring of fire that Madeline saw in her vision, there's this big ring of fire in the front yard that night because the fraternity came and like set some shit up, I guess. And so they all step out and they're looking. Don is in the house. He's like looking out the window at it, smirking. Elise is outside. She's looking at it, kind of smirking. And she looks over at her uncle and is like, all right. And so at that point, they're like, nah, we gotta do something. All the other noble people that are staying in the house, like they have this meeting, and they're like, no, like they're revolting for real. They are making, their points here. We have to do something. What are we gonna do? And everybody's like chattering all at once and freaking out. And Don is like, quiet. And then finally he just flips out and is like, everybody shut the fuck up. Y'all out here acting like some old bitches. Yeah. Like, and one of the guys, like one of the other counts, he curses him out and embarrasses him in front of everybody. And then basically everybody gets all up in a huff and they leave. And one count goes over to Prince Charming as like he's getting into his carriage, and he's like, let's talk. This nigga gotta go. He's crazy. He's about to mess up everything for all of us rich people. He gonna get us killed. We have to do something.
2020. And, nah, this nigga gotta go.
Prince Charming is like, it's cool. Election day is coming up. We've been at all the campaigning. We got the people behind us. So as they're talking, and they think that they're talking in private, the guy, the chauffeur who drives the carriage, he's eavesdropping. So he's sitting there ear hustling. He goes back and tells Uncle, yo, they planning. I don't know what they're planning, but something is,
afoot.
Trickery is afoot. There is cahooting that is happening, and I just thought you should know. So Uncle is like, go to my mans and tell them that Elise and Prince Charming gotta go. And they're like, he's like, what do you mean by that? Like, they
gotta see all of it. Right.
Yeah. And so so the chauffeur is like, all right, or cool. What am I missing? We find out that Joe and Cattell were not killed. They were
Captured.
taken to they were captured and taken to the tree. That tree where Don
Oh,
was,
where the food that you yeah.
yeah. So they're there and they're like, this is a strange place. They're like chained around their necks and they're like, this is weird. And then they start hearing other people's voices in the background, and like through the fog, you can see there's all these other poor people that are chained to that same tree. Um,
Yo.
yeah. So they're just like, what the fuck is this about? So they're trying to like break the chain so that they can go. Um, Don is in his room chilling with his squad, which is always just so weird to me because they're just like laying around, legs thrown over chairs, chilling in his bed, laid up and stuff.
You know
And
what?
then this one noble woman walks in. And when she walked in, I'm like, girl, this is not the setting for you. This is just like when Ebony went to go dance for Junior's bachelor party. You should run because you finna get eaten.
Right.
Not in the good way. um, but she comes in and he's like, you know what? Squad field trip. Let's go. Um, so he starts taking them out to the tree and he's like, this is our family tree, something, something. And as he's talking to the girl, he pulls out his pistol and he shoots all of his homies in the head. They didn't even see it coming. And so now the girl is sitting there like, what the French toast? Like,
What the
this
French
ain't
toast?
me. I wasn't here
I
for
ain't
this.
signed up for this.
And he's like, calm down, calm down. I'm about to give you immortality and everything you could ever want. And then he shanks her in the stomach and she dies. And then he pulls out all of these syringes and starts like shooting the homies up with his blue blood.
Mm-hmm.
And so Cattell and Joe, they're seeing this and they're like, oh shit, he's contaminating them. And by this time, they've gotten Cattell's shackle off, but she like won't. She's actually like pretty to the Joe now. He's like, you should run, and she's like, I'm not leaving you. And I'm like, bitch, you should run.
I would have ran.
This is not gonna go well. So they're still sitting there trying to like work on his neck
His
collar.
link, right?
Yeah. Don leaves.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as they're trying to like get him free, they look and the homies that just got killed, they're starting to wake up. And so now they're like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. So now they're just trying to like stay still, make themselves as small as possible so that they don't get seen. And you see the homies start going to
All the
eat
pores.
people. Yeah, because all the pores that were on that island, they're just there for food.
Right.
And it was like one of the things that's really caught my attention this time was you're looking at like the homegirl that got turned.
Mm-hmm.
She she got turned out too, just like Ebony. But she walks up to this little girl and she's like, there's nothing to be scared of. It's okay. Shush, shush, shush. It's fine. And she like holds the little girl and then she just like takes a bite out of her jugular and then throws her down and then is just sitting there like, with the blood and stuff dripping. So my question at that point is, are y'all not eating whole people? Like, can you just sustain off of blood? Because if that's the case, you're being really wasteful.
Seriously. And they didn't have fridges at the time, so you couldn't like save like the rest of them.
It's not going to keep.
Right.
So you're just like out of somebody's neck and then just throwing them to the side.
I think because they had a surplus, they're just greedy.
That's true, and they are rich, so they don't really know about needing to like conserve and save for anything. So the chauffeur goes to the bar where Jamie Lannister is, and he he like, goes to him and, Jamie's like, what's up? And the guy says, I overheard my master and one of the other noblemen, they're plotting against, our count. And so they start, he starts telling them what Uncle told them needs to happen. So as that's happening, a member of the fraternity is actually at that same bar, and he overhears them.
Oh, so everybody just ear hustling today.
There's so much crossing, like triple crossing, quadruple crossing. I don't know what's happening here, but there's ears everywhere. Streets is watching.
Streets is
So
watching.
He
What's
runs.
the thing that people used to say? The walls have ears.
The walls have ears. Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
And it's true. It's true. When I was younger and my mom would be on the phone with her girlfriends gossiping, she would like look over at me and be like, "Hold on, girl, because little pictures have big ears." I'd be like,
little pictures.
Perfectly proportionate to my head.
It just makes sense. Little pictures
have big ears.
No, she was trying to be nice with the pictures.
Also, like, who I'ma tell?
Right. You don't know half these people.
I don't know. I mean, I knew the people, but
you're a youngin'. You don't talk to like the adults.
Like I'm gonna be at the lunch table at kindergarten, like, and so Miss Debbie did no, but anyway, not the point. So that guy sends a carrier pigeon over to Albert to be like, "Hey, they're gonna kill your girl. You should probably, handle that." And so Albert gets the carrier pigeon. He's like, "Oh, shit's going down. They're after Charming. Yeah, they're after Charming and Elise. We need to go help them." So Elise and Ride or Die and Madeline, Prince Charming, they all meet in the woods because Prince Charming has a place for Ride or Die and Madeline to go so that they can be safe. Puts them in the carriage. Elise and Madeline are taking way too long to say bye to each other, hand on the window, crying, "I don't want to leave you, but I have to," all of that stuff. Prince Charming is like, "Hurry the fuck up," because this is all supposed to be like, stealthy, clandestine operation here. And as Elise is saying bye to Madeline, you hear a gunshot. The chauffeur, the one that snitched, gets shot in the head.
Good.
So he's dead. Nigga. Got his comeuppance. Snitches get stitches. In your case, they just die.
Just die.
You're not gonna.
You can't come back, bitch.
He dies. The next thing that happens is Prince Charming gets shot in the shoulder, chest, this area here, where you're like, he probably not gonna make it.
Because back then,
I mean, number one, medical advancements weren't made.
Right.
Joe was in shackles on an island trying not to get devoured by zombies. So
you did.
Sorry. Right. Cancel the wedding plans. Hope you put the deposit back on the catering.
Right. All your invites. Dang.
All that. That's dang.
Imagine if you bought a dress for the wedding. Married. Right. I got the invite. I went and started dress shopping.
Right. And now
suit made.
Yeah, like I saw what the Don was wearing, and I was gonna get one of them joints, the cream with the flowers, but now there's no need. So Prince Charming backs out of commitment the permanent way. And
I mean, he wasn't really with the shits anyway, so
yeah. Well, I mean, I think he was always in love with Elise, because when they were having that conversation about who is he to you, he was like, "Look, we can do this. We can totally get married. I will let you rule. I have one condition." And I thought it was going to be like what that mouth do, but his one condition was, once we get married, you can never see that nigga again.
Facts. He ain't clapping cheeks no more.
Your ex is he done.
That's an ex. Leave him there.
Yeah, she like sat there for a second, like, I mean, but we're still kind of cool. But then she was like, "Nah, all right, say less." Who?
New for our people.
Yeah, new phone. Who this? I don't even. New pigeon. Who this? So.
Whole time though.
Whole time she was over him. So. There goes my robust barking doggy. Ride or Die and Madeline take off into the woods because Elise is like, "Go run." So they're running through the woods. Madeline falls. Ride or Die is
course.
at like her full Tom Cruise sprint. She looks back and sees the fallen Madeline, and she's like, Madeline, oh no. And she like goes to like, you know, grab for her. But then she sees like a nigga standing behind Madeline with the shotgun. And remember when she promised to give her life for Madeline?
She didn't do that.
She did not. She was like, wait, did I say
that? I lied.
Actually, we don't know what happened because it cuts, but I'm fairly positive she was like,
nah, I'm good.
I'm gonna be no good to her. Yeah, I'm gonna be no good to her this way. No, it's not it.
But wait,
there's more. Elise is like on the ground and she sees, a dude walking up to her, and she looks up and it's her uncle. So cuts to black, picks back up. They are in the basement cellar thing where the ghee had been kept after he got infected. And uncle tells her, this is where your dad was the whole time he was sick. And now I'm going to keep you here. And we're going to have a talk about you trying to overthrow my, what's happening. Basically overthrow the whole patriarchy and hierarchy, all of that. All the archies need to stay in place. And he's like, we can do one of two things. You can fill yourself with this vial of blue blood and become one of them and get with the program. Or I can kill your daughter and you will never get to be with her again. And your daughter. So remember how Madeline was like,
I wish I knew
not my real dad.
Wait, okay.
No, this is a hood story for real. Because you think about all the people who grew up with their older sisters and aunties not realizing they were actually their biological mothers. Elise is Madeline's mother. And I'm pretty sure Albert is the dad.
It's the dude!
Because who else has she been messing with? Craziness.
Yo, my mind just blew.
When I was watching it, I was just like, shut up, girl. Like, did you have to go away for 9 months and come back with the baby sister? How does that even work if your mom died?
Probably did, because the same hospital. Yo.
Crazy. So basically, this episode ends with Elise sticking the needle in, like you see her sticking the needle into her arm, but you don't see if she like pushes it or not. So that's where it ends. But
no,
just it was so like I feel like
Madeline made it. Madeline makes it because she's the one who's married in the story. She's the one in the beginning, but we don't know how.
So maybe Ride or Die. Elise and see, and then like there's the question: is she still going to be like, I don't give a fuck, I am blue blood? I'm still going to like.
Maybe her and what's his face would be together forever now.
Blue Bloods, a love story. Right. I like it.
I really love that the infection is called blue bloods because they're actually rich and blue blooded, and so it's like and they only happen to only kill pores. So
they do not give a fuck about lower class income life, like at all.
This is crazy.
Yeah, so we learned a lot. And so now I'm like, well, how old is Elise? Like,
I mean, Barrett doesn't seem young.
No, he doesn't.
Because at first, I thought like this was like the, like the French thing where like Elise is like 16 and her sister's like, like.
No, I guess she is like 20 because she said she met Albert when she was barely 15 after her mother died and he robbed her. And Albert has been away for a minute.
So she out here having
She was
babies
a
at
unwed teenage mother with a dead baby daddy.
right. Unwed
Yeah.
teenage mother. And like how the conservatives are. They don't like abortion, so you had to
I
like
disagree.
yeah.
They don't
They
like
don't like
they don't
abortions.
publicly like it,
Right,
but
right,
back
right.
in the day, that was not an option. So they sent
Dang.
her away. But yeah,
Oh, this was a heavy a view. I'm
you
like her
missed some
daughter.
stuff.
Her daughter? Her
Her
daughter.
daughter, because like it took me a second to catch on because he was like, I could kill you, and then I'll kill your daughter, and it will never matter. Nobody will ever like think about you again. Or you can go ahead and inject this blue blood into you, and you and Madeline can live happily ever after in the house, and people will forget about how you tried to overthrow, rich people.
Nah, I see this is how I see it, right? I see Albert and her like going off after like they're done. They might help with the revolution, but they're gonna just dip and live
Mm-hmm.
like in the woods and eat animals forever.
Which Albert is already doing.
hmm He's gonna try to teach her either that or she's like, I can't live like this. Kill me.
Like, nigga, I'm rich. When we ate venison, it was like, a
The
delicacy.
good
This right here,
right.
no,
Nah,
this
I ain't
ain't
with
it.
it.
This is
Bring me a
poor
poor
people
girl.
living.
Bring me a
Yeah.
poor girl.
Bring me human. And I want butter sauce. Like, I want
Right.
something to
Whew.
dip it in. Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, that was a
There was
lot.
so much that happened
And
in
we still don't know if Albert got there on time. We also don't know if Joseph makes it.
no, okay. I know what happened. I'm lying to you. Albert makes it there. He sees dead Prince Charming on the ground, and he sees somebody coming out of the woods. It's ride or die. And he's like, where's everybody else? That's how I knew ride or die. Was like, no,
It ain't ride or die.
this
It's
ain't me.
ride, but
It's
not
ride.
die.
You said ride or die, not run or
Not
die.
ride and die.
I was running for my life through the
Right,
woods.
right,
Sorry, fight or flight kicked in, and my
right.
instinct said flight.
Damn,
So
that's
I catch
crazy.
flight, not
Okay,
feelings.
so I'm definitely gonna catch the end of this. I'm definitely gonna catch the half of this. I'm gonna catch the next one because I have to come back and participate. I need
Yes.
participation grade next week. So happy Thanksgiving
Happy
to all of you
Thanksgiving.
guys. I hope you guys had a great Turkey Day. Thank you for chilling with us, for taking this little time to chill with us and talk about La Revolution. I hope you like it. Let us know what we missed down in the comment section because Keem may have missed stuff.
Oh yeah,
I
I missed
didn't get
something.
to see. Yeah, so let us know what we missed down in the comment section. This should be an interesting comment section. So I'll see you next week. Same bad time, same bad channel.
Yeah.